Hello everybody, I have this because these are about to go out pretty soon. So let's just get this on, and we're on chapter 30. So let's just get this started. So we do this so you can't see my face. Anyway, chapter okay, chapter 30, Allie's perspective. There we go. Yes, Allie's perspective. Page 242 if you're following along. Otherwise, you don't even have to follow along, just listen to my voice. So, let's get right into this. Tone Deaf by Olivia Rivers. Let's get into it. Snake hair. Right. This just looks whack. Over the next week, Jason and I fall into an easy routine. The early mornings we spend working on songwriting. Jason is due to submit 4 new songs to his label in just a couple weeks, and I agree to help with all of them, which, while he has natural talent, he's never had classical training, and his eyes light up excitedly as I teach him new concepts. He spends hours scribbling lyrics, testing chords on his guitar, and signing rapid-fire questions at me. His enthusiasm is contagious, and I find myself enjoying music in ways I haven't allowed myself to in years. Our mornings together are always too short and the days too long. Jace's tour schedule is Jace's tour schedule is planned with events, so he's not prepping or performing. So if he's not prepping or performing, he's traveling. I just keep hiding away in the back of the RV, staying safely out of view and only going outside for a few minutes at a time. Boredom eats at me, and texting Avery helps, but I'm growing more and more anxious to get to New York. After weeks of travel, we're stopped in Austin, Texas, and still so far away from my destination. This morning we sit together in the closet. This morning we sit together on the couch closest to the window. The curtains are drawn to keep anyone from seeing me, but other than that, everything seems perfect. I'm texting Avery, and Jace is testing out a series of chords I wrote for our bridge, occasionally pausing to kiss me. I stand up and grab our breakfast plates off of a small side table. In just a few minutes, Jace is going to have to leave for rehearsal, and I can already feel boredom gnawing at me. I'm sick of drawing and coding to pass time, and even managing Jace's social media stuff is starting to feel tedious. I walk into the kitchen and dump the plates in the sink. There's a growing mound there, and I frown, deciding that someone needs to take care of them. I turn on the sink, but just as I'm about to grab the dish soap, use a strong arm wraps around my shoulders. He rests his chin on top of my head and uses his free hand to push the soap away from me. I turn off the water and face him, my eyebrows raised questioningly. He gives me a chiding look in silence. I woke you up early so we could spend time together, not so you could be my maid. I roll my eyes and say, I thought you were a health freak. Don't you know that dirty dishes build up bacteria? He shrugs and kisses me on the tip of my nose. It seems to be his favorite place to kiss me, aside from my lips, of course. It's such a sweet gesture, and it always takes you a little by surprise. I want to spend the morning with you, he says. Is that really such a terrible thing? I wince and steal my expression into one of anger, refusing to show how much his words hurt. How many times have I heard people? Oh, whoops. That's such a terrible thing. Of course not, I reply with a smile. He pulls me into his arms and presses me firmly against his chest, and his breath tickles my ears. I have no idea what he's saying, but I know it's affectionate. He suddenly freezes, every muscle in his body stiffening, like he's been choked. Like he's been shocked. His grip on me tightens, then he takes a giant step away from me, his eyes growing wide as he stares at something behind my back. I turn towards the entrance of the kitchen and shoot. Tony gapes at me, frozen in the doorway. He pushes his glasses up his nose and squints, like he's thinking he might be seeing things. When I don't disappear, his eyes grow wide, and he opens and shuts his mouth a couple of times as he struggles for something to say. Finally, he manages to sputter out, "What?" Not good, not good, not good. I tense, unsure whether I should try to explain what I'm doing here or follow my instincts and bolt for the door. Jace pulls me back to him, wrapping a protective arm around my shoulders. Tony takes a step toward me, his brows furrowed in a mixture of disbelief and anger. What is she doing here? He demands in the way his mouths. Oh wait. He demands, and the way his mouths exaggeratedly. I know his words are sharp and loud. I turn toward Jace, waiting to see his reply. Jace glances down at my nervous expression, then back at Tony. Don't yell, he snaps. I'll yell however much I want to, Tony gestures angrily toward me. Don't you know the police are after this girl? What are you thinking having her in here? He rakes his hand through his hair. How long has she been with you? I feel like, is it gonna get my mouth? Okay. She's been with us since we left Los Angeles, Jace replies, his words clipped. He pushes me tighter against him, like he's afraid I'm going to run away, which I might. I need to get away from here. Fast. I lose track of the conversation after that. The movement of the lips is too harsh and frantic for me to follow. Results in yelling and Tony gradually stomps forward until he's right in Jace's face. And mine. I breathe faster and faster, my muscles tense, and screaming at me to run. My heart pounding a rhythm so fast I feel like my chest is about to explode. Finally, Tony throws up his hands up. Tony. Finally, Tony throws his hands up in the air in exasperation and stalks back a few steps. He leans against the counter and tosses his arms over his chest like he's warding off another argument Jace can make. Off any other argument Jace can make. Tony speaks slower and I'm able to follow his words as he says, I'll tell you this for the last time. She needs to go. Now. She's not going anywhere, Jace growls. Yes, she is. Jace, you're legally an adult. She's legally a minor. And authorities are looking for her. What part of this don't you understand? If you get caught with her, you're beyond trouble. There's a tense pause after that, and I hesitantly clear my throat and say, everything that ambulance report said isn't true. I'm not mentally ill, and they didn't make up the need to run away. I have a good reason for wanting to escape. Tony shakes his head. That is exactly what I expected a delusional person to believe. I wouldn't have said that in that moment, just saying, because, like, it doesn't make sense to say right then, in that moment. It just doesn't make sense. We shall go on. Like, in between my eyebrows. Actually, my eyes pretty much just, like, really long. Okay. I wince and steal my expression into one of anger, refusing to show how much his words hurt. But how many times have I heard people deny what my dad did to me? Too many. Way, way too many. I desperately try to think of some retort, but nothing comes out of my mouth. She strides to the other side of the room in 3 steps, stopping just inches from Tony. I can't see what he's saying from this viewpoint, but I watch as Tony's posture grows rigid and aggressive, and Jace clenches his fist. No, no, no. I'm not letting this happen. Stop, I say. But don't, so I raise my voice and shout. Stop! Just don't do this! Don't hurt each other. Both of them turn to me, their expressions taut with frustration and anger. I swallow hard and add in a quieter voice. Please, don't fight. Jace glares down at his fist, which is clenched so hard his knuckles are turning a bright red color. He takes a shuddering breath, looks back to Tony, and then to me. There's rage in his eyes so intense it makes his ice blue irises seem darker. I automatically look away, shifting toward the exit. I hate seeing his eyes look like that. I hate seeing his eyes like that. I hate it. A minute passes, but I keep my eyes stuck to the floor. I feel the vibrations of Jace's footsteps as he angrily paces in front of Tony. Then there's more pounding steps as they both move out of the room. All the vibrations stop. I hold my breath, still not wanting to look up. A warm hand touches my shoulder and I finally tear my gaze from the floor. Finding Jace standing right in front of me, he stares down, his eyes just as angry as before. I know I should be scared. Anger that's strong leads to violence, but I can't be scared because this is Jace and because honestly, I think it's kind of adorable because he's making sure that she is safe and he's seriously just looking out for her, which I think there's nothing, all he wants is for her to be safe right now. I look crazy, but can't believe I'm gonna just kidding. Okay, but like, all he wants is for her to just be safe and he doesn't want Tony to hurt. Like, the control and how much he loves her in that moment. Well, he doesn't know that it's love, but like, he stopped arguing and that's not in his nature. Like, I think that's crazy. Crazy also. Sorry. Glad you just like how much, all for good ways that she's changed him so far. Are you okay? Yes. You okay? Yes. I look over all of him, searching for injuries. Tony could have dealt. Injuries Tony could have dealt, but there's nothing. No blood, no welting bruises, no sign of violence at all. Any violence at all. The anger fades from Jason's expression, and when I don't answer him right away, a worried look appears in his eyes. I reach out and trail my fingertips over his cheek. I don't know what I'm trying to do. Maybe brush away the worry, or maybe comfort him. But whatever I'm doing, it seems to work. Because he closes his eyes for a moment and lets out a long breath. The smile flips at the corner of his mouth, and when he opens his eyes, the worry has gone into hiding. I know, it's still there. Once fears enters you, it can't leave. It can't just leave. But his eyes are clear again, not angry or scared, but instead soft. I realize I still have a question to answer, and I murmur, yeah, I think I'm okay. At least I am for the moment. As soon as Tony reports me, things will change. Jace pulls me close to him and kisses the top of my head, his hand smoothing the stray strand, my hair back into place. I glance anxiously around, my stomach growling, as I wonder how Tony would react to Jace's affection for me. But we're the only ones in the kitchen. Okay. And a moment later, I feel the vibration of front door closing. I turn back to Jason hesitantly ask, where's Tony going? Where's Tony going? Away. Did he get fired? I swallow hard and grip my jaw, trying to keep tears at bay. My escape hardly lasted 2 weeks. No, it was like she literally said it's been a few weeks. It's been a few weeks. Honestly, it hasn't been 2 weeks. It's almost been a month. I swear. I'm already exhausted. I was half expecting this much, but the failure still makes me want to scream in frustration. Jace, break the silence, please. Don't look sad. Please don't look sad. But what about Tony? I sigh. He's going to report me. Jace shakes his head. No, he isn't. What? But he said he was going to, and I convinced him not to. I blink hard, not understanding. Tony had to be so mad. But there's no way he'd just walk away and not report me. What did you say to him? My stomach turns as I ask the question. I don't really want to know the answer, do I? The only way Jace could have scared away Tony is with some sort of threat, and probably a pretty severe one. And I don't like that angry side of Jace. Jace chuckles at my nervous expression and kisses my forehead. I just read ahead. I don't like what he calls her. Don't worry, sweetheart. I didn't threaten his life or anything. Sweetheart? No. Sweetheart. I remember the first time he called me that, and how scathing and demeaning it had seemed. Now it seems the exact opposite, and the smile that forms as he signs it makes a little of my cold, dread melt away. What did you tell Tony? I repeat. I told him the truth. I jerk back from him. Is he serious? He can't just go around blabbing about my abusive situation. What's that supposed to mean? I demand. She shakes his head and gently wraps his arms around my waist, pulling me back to him. I didn't tell him anything you wouldn't have wanted me to. Then what the heck did you tell him? Jace chews at his lip, his eyebrows furrowed with uncertainty. He releases me from his grasp, slowly raising his hands to sign. I told him that I'm going to do everything I can to keep you safe. I said that I'm going to stand by you, and that if he reported you, he'd take both of us down. I stare blankly at his hands. Certain I've misread what he signed. But he's smiling at me now, and the tender look in his eyes tell me that I said everything right. Thank you, I whisper. Then I hesitantly sign. You really think that will work? He won't report me. He bites his lip. He promised not to report you today, since he wants tonight's concert to happen without any drama, and he wants to discuss with me in the rest of the day tomorrow and discuss what to do. But we'll convince him not to tell anyone you're with me. I'm sure of it. It would take them both down, though. Just saying, like, Tony tells, and then he's not going to make any money. So he'll be out of the job. Okay. Okay, wait. He wraps me back in his arms, pulling me against his chest and pressing his lips against the top of my head. I squeeze him back tightly, silently hoping. Tony keeps his promise and stays quiet for now. We stay there for a minute until Jace hesitantly pulls away from me, freeing his hand. Okay. I need to go now, he signs. Tony is furious enough without me being late to our rehearsal. When will you be back? Not until really late, he signs. We're doing a publicity event at a club right after the concert, so I won't be back here until early morning. I nod and try not to show my disappointment. With the threat of Tony reporting me looming over my head, waiting around alone in the RV is going to be even harder than usual. Grace frowns at my anxious expression and presses a firm kiss against my lips. I meant what I told Tony, he signs, and then reaches out and brushes the back of his hand against my cheek. Whoa, this is like angelic. I'm usually no good at commitment, but this is different. You're different. I'm not just going to let you go. Not unless you want me to. I shake my head. I don't want you to go. He nods seriously and kisses my forehead. Then I'm not going anywhere. That is the end, guys, of chapter 30. We'll be picking up. Oh, and it ended on page 250, so we'll be picking up on page 251, chapter 31, Allie's perspective. Again. And that is about it. That concludes our meeting for today. The next one's super short, so we might just whip it out. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me, and subscribe if you want to join the audiobook family. We're not just going to be reading this book, guys. Not just Tone Deaf by Olivia Rivers. We are going to be reading a bunch of other books. Sorry, I should, warn people when I... Okay, I'm going to crack my fingers. When I crack, yes. Anyway, we're going to be reading a bunch of other books, like all the Roald Dahl books, all the Berenstain Bear books, all the Nancy Drew books, a bunch of books. I'm telling you this so that I'm held accountable, so that I read all the Nancy Drew books, because there's a bunch of them. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. See you guys for the next chapter or next audiobook, whatever you listen to on my channel. And go check out Karen Maria. She also has an audiobook channel and sidecar stories if you want a lot of car. I sound like Irish right there. But if you want a bunch of voices. But anyways, thank you guys again. See you next time. Bye.